What is an arc, and how do we name it? Before we begin, let's talk about a few definitions. Congruent circles are circles that have congruent radii. So here's circle C, and if we put in circle Z here, notice that segment ZS is congruent to segment CR. So the radii of these two circles are congruent, so circle Z is congruent to circle C. We also have what are called concentric circles. These are circles with the same center. Interestingly enough, because they have the same center, they basically have the same name. So to differentiate between them, we have to use their radius as well. So our first circle, the green one, we now have to call circle C with radius CR. And our new circle is circle C with radius CT. Because there are no vertices on a circle, there's no way to name concentric circles any differently. And finally, central angles. Just like in regular polygons, central angles are created by two radii. Same thing here. A central angle is an angle with a vertex at the center of a given circle, basically saying an angle whose sides are two radii of the same circle. Continuing some definitions, this lesson of course is all about arcs, and an arc is a continuous portion of a circle bounded by two endpoints, and there are three types of arcs. The one that you are probably most familiar with is a semicircle, and that is an arc that is half of a circle. Semi literally means half. So here you see semicircle DM. We name an arc according to its endpoints, and sometimes with another point in between. This semicircle is named DM because there are no other points between D and M on the circle. If we were to name the semicircle on the other side of the circle, however, we would need to name that arc DRM to differentiate it from the other semicircle. We have minor arcs. These are arcs that are smaller than a semicircle, and they are named solely by their two endpoints. So the only name for this arc would be arc DR, or arc RD, but that's the same name. And of course, anytime you have a minor, you have a major. And the only way that we can name a major arc is by using 3 points. The two endpoints and a point on the major arc. So the name for this major arc is arc DMR, or arc RMD. Notice that the endpoints are the first and last letters in the name of the arc. So let's name a few arcs here. Ooh. Here we have circle O. What are the minor arcs of circle O? I am going to start at point A here and just kind of work my way around. So from point A, we have the arc on the left, arc AS. We have the arc going up over the top, arc AR. That's not all the minor arcs from A. Notice this arc down here that comes down to C. That is less than a semicircle, so arc AC is also a minor arc. Notice how I did not include the letter S in the name, because minor arcs only use 2 letters, the endpoints. Let's move around. I'm going to go counterclockwise for the fun of it. So if I look at point S, the only minor arc that I haven't already named from point S is arc SC. And then if I move to point C, you'll notice that we have arc CR here. Those are the only minor arcs in this figure. So let's move on to semicircles now. Semicircles are much easier to see. The reason they're easy to see is because you look for diameters. Notice segment SR is a diameter, so that means we have 2 semicircles. One semicircle is SAR coming up over the top of the circle, and the other semicircle is RCS coming down along the bottom of the circle. And now let's talk about the major arcs. These are the ones that are longer than a semicircle. So if I start at point S, I can go clear up over the top of the circle and down around to C, giving us arc SAC, or if you want to, SRC. If we move around to A, point A, we can come around past R and down to C, so arc ARC is a major arc. along with arc ARS, or if you prefer ACS. Continuing on around, we have an endpoint at R here. So we come around to arc RCA, going down around the bottom of the circle. Now let's move to point C. If we go up around the circle, we have arc CAR, or if you prefer, arc CSR. And I believe those are the 5 major arcs in this circle. If you happen to see any more arcs in these circles that we haven't listed, please bring them up in class.